Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Ready to Love Season 7 Reunion Part 2. We're just going to pick up where we left off. If you enjoy the video, please don't hesitate to subscribe, like, comment, share, all of that good stuff because I am trying to grow my channel. Also, if you like the video, don't hesitate to check out my other content if you're new here. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So we pick up right after Morgan and Tony's heated exchange. Tony sitting there like arm in arm with Marcia, and we know Morgan wouldn't like that. So I feel like he just did that to maybe make Morgan a little bit more upset. Like he like to play these games, so I don't know. Jeffrey is talking to Morgan in the back, saying Mark Anthony doesn't know how Tony is. He don't know that he's a bad person. And the way him and Andre are up each other's behinds, she feels the same way about Dre. Jeffrey, I mean, I like you, girl, but what's going on here? Because you've been all over social media talking about, oh, Tony's my brother, my brother, my bro. I love you, brother. But then you was just talking about he's a bad person. Like, hold on. Make it make sense. But anyway, we move on to the weekend retreat. Everyone who was at the getaway was on the couch, and we even had people who wasn't on there, like Blue and Marcia. Now I understand why Marcia was there, cause we done mentioned her name so many times at that retreat. She might as well have been there. But why was Blue there? Like Blue had no business sitting on that couch, but I guess. So we get on to Morgan, Tony, and Lyndon and their triangle. Morgan refers to Marcia as being a distraction, saying she would have, if she was there, she would have been a distraction for Tony, and things just explode. Marcia was like, "Look, I am not a distraction. Watch it, girl. Like, don't, not too much." Morgan was like, "Okay, but you are. But yes, you are, though." And she was like, "I got an attitude. I have every right to have an attitude. It's not with you, though. But then why are you taking that out on her? Because why did you expect for her to react when you refer to her as a distraction? You knew." See, you can't just say whatever you want to say and then get upset when somebody responds. But she like, look, Marcy, stay in your lane, girl. So Morgan and Marcy go back and forth. Um, Morgan just come clean and say you still have feelings for Tony. You not over it. Cause clearly that's what this is about, in my opinion. So we move on to Dre and his capris. Him and his puffs explain his two connections. Marcia backstage and she like, look, I don't believe nothing Andre talking about. She don't believe nothing he got to say. So Anthony was saying that he was never worried about Andre and Cynthia's connection. He was like, he been the same, just the same way he was with Suan. What's for me is for me. If it's not for me, then it's not for me. But he wasn't concerned because if Cynthia was meant to be with him, she would have been with him. We really didn't need Anthony on the stage though. Like we didn't need his input, but okay. So Jeffrey feels like her feet shouldn't have been held to the fire because her children's fathers are absentee. And she's right. We shouldn't be blaming the mother for the fact that the fathers are not involved. Like, if you're a father, there's nothing the mother can do that will stop you. I understand some women make it difficult. But I mean, that's when you go to the courts and do what you got to do. But you have rights just like she has rights. But she says she doesn't have anything in place. Like they're just choosing not to be around. So why are we blaming her? Jeffrey admits it was hard witnessing Andre switch up on her. I bet it was. But the writings were on the wall, but when you in it, it's hard to see that. Cause we just watching from the outside looking in. When you in it, sometimes it can be hard to see that. You looking at it, it's all foggy and stuff. Side note, Tommy gonna show his red bottoms though. He kept the bottom of them feet flipped up the whole time, start to finish. I know his ankles was hurting, cause he made sure to have them red bottoms on full display. If he ain't do nothing else. Now Andre said that he's dating, but he's not in a serious relationship. Jeffrey says she's not dating, she's single, like she's taking a break from that. If they not ready to put a ring on it, they need to get gone. Nephew Tommy said, now hold on, that's another show. Okay, they come on after Ready to Love. So my review for Put a Ring on It will be up at some point this weekend. I'm going to get it when I get it, okay? But it will be there. Don't fret. So Morgan and Marcy argue some more backstage, blah, like I lost interest. Because what are we even arguing about? Neither one of y'all are with Tony, so I mean, what's this really about? So we see Tony's package and we get to Tony and Natasha's so-called entanglement. I'm glad Natasha gets to speak up and speak for herself since she couldn't speak during the season. Tommy asked why she continued to entertain Tony, knowing he was still in the process. I guess she said, "Look, what that got to do with me? I ain't in the process. I can date whoever I want." But I mean, she low key did play herself a little bit with that one, in my opinion, because he's still in the process. Now, if y'all both got eliminated, that'd be different. But Tasha said Tony called her and asked her if she wanted him to self-eliminate. And she was like, no, because I wouldn't want you to tell me to eliminate. Of course, he denied this. And he like, look, maybe I did say it, but he was just running game at the end of the day. But he don't remember saying it, he claims. She said after he got, after he got the, what, the cat, he ghosted her, he blocked her on everything, like, just real childlike, like, it was just whack. And Tony said she told producers that they slept together, and he felt like she wanted clout, and he was like, you're not getting clout off of my name. Now, I did a little digging, went on Instagram. Seems to me like Natasha's a famous attorney with a whole lot of followers. It ain't nobody really checking for Tony, so trying to get clout off of you, I don't think she needs that. But okay, maybe she was just running to the producers because she was a little hurt because she was trying to play in her face. But I mean, we don't really know. The only people that really know is Tony and Natasha. Natasha says Tony has an alleged drinking problem. I was thinking that during the show. I know I heard that somewhere before. Mark Anthony in the back siding with Tony. Didn't Morgan tell you to hush? Where's Morgan? Morgan, come tell him again, because he doing too much back there. So Natasha and Morgan agree that Tony is a manipulator, portraying to be this godly man when, they don't think that's the case. Morgan said Tony tried to get Lennon off the show. Tony said that he's single. Marcia won't date him. He been trying to go on dates with her. Like, she won't go out with him at nighttime. They'll get little pina coladas during the daytime, but she won't go out with him at night. You can't date during the day? I thought people went on like breakfast dates and all that. Like, it doesn't matter what time of day for it to be considered a date. Okay. But I'm not sure why he had to announce that he's in the friend zone to everybody. I guess he just wants to make it clear that he really like Marcia still. Marcia, why are you giving this man the time of day? Just so he can try to do what he did just now and bring it up just to ruffle Morgan's feathers. So we move on to Anthony and Cynthia. Her body language is very telling. Like, she was so far off that couch, turned to the side. I'm like, I know her back hurt, trying to make sure she turned her back to the side. It just looked crazy. Like, the way she was sitting there, it just looked weird. Like, girl, if you don't sit back and get comfortable and relax, like, what? It looked like something was stabbing stab. I don't even know if I can say that. Something was poking her in the back. So, even Z said something about it in the back. Tommy asked if they're still together, and it was like this long, awkward pause, and he was like, y'all not gonna tell Tommy? I mean, get to it. We only got a little bit more time left to film. So Cynthia starts spitting game like she liked to do, and she said she was emotionally unavailable and didn't handle him correctly. Anthony said hopefully they'll build a friendship. So basically, no, they're not together. Like, to make a long story short, the answer is no. So Mercedes and Mark Anthony come out. They discuss their journey, and Mark was like, gas me up. And I'm like, button up that shirt. What's that about? But anyway, it was given that they basically friends with benefits, allegedly. But that's what it was given to everybody. Anybody who watched, I'm sure they were feeling the same. So we see some unseen footage, nothing worth discussing. Next season will be in Dallas, and Ready to Love is moving to Thursday nights. But I'll probably still be watching on Fridays. Y'all let me know in the comments how you felt about part 2 of the reunion. It was a little dry compared to part 1. But let's not too much on Ready to Love, okay? This is the only blast, I had to say this last season, this is the only all black dating show. Y'all complain about Netflix, there's not enough black people. Oh, Bachelor, there's barely any black people. Then we get an all black dating show, y'all don't want to support, you want to critique and all these things. Yeah, it's a little tweaking maybe they could do, but I still like the show. Let's keep it on the air, y'all. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.